Hi everyone, it's Jerusha. Today is Saturday, July 8th, 2017. Tomorrow is July 9th, and that is my 1 year Dreadiversary. So 1 year since I got my dreads totally, completely finished, installed. It was about 12 hours, and I had had a few sporadic dreads installed about 2 weeks or 3 weeks prior, the end of June 2016. But I had then decided during that time that I was really looking forward to getting my entire head of dreads, except for dread fringe, which was like right in front of my ears. I wanted to fully commit. That's how I saw it. I was disappointed after going to the East Coast with my sporadic dreads and noticing that people didn't notice that I had them unless I let my hair down. And it's summertime in the East Coast, so I wanted people to notice it more. And I liked it when they did notice it, but I didn't want to leave my hair down all the time because it's summer, hot, sticky, humid here. And so during that time I was on the East Coast visiting, I decided I was looking forward to very much going back to Portland and having Debbie do the rest. And so I think I contacted her at some point during that 3 weeks in between and said I wanted to schedule a full day. Basically, she will schedule the whole day. She doesn't want you to have plans afterwards because she doesn't know how long it will take, because it's a creation, because, you know, she wants to do the dreads, individual ones, like the way you want it. So, you know, different sizes, different widths, you know, different styles. At the time I was wanting her to put like purposeful loops and bumps in there. So this was a creative endeavor and she was excited about it, but she definitely wanted to have free reign over how much time during that day, it was a Saturday, that she would be working on my hair. So as I've been talking about recently in the last month or so, I'm on the East Coast. I'm from here originally, and I've been living in Portland, Oregon since I was 19 years old. Basically my adult life, I've been in Portland, Oregon. So when I come back here once a year, in the past it's been even less frequently than that, I have been gradually enjoying the East Coast home more and learning more about it, getting a better perspective on it, and really appreciating it more here. So now I'm here helping my mom get established in a house here, which my mom is retired. She's 70 years old. And so for her to come back here after living with me for 4.5 years, and my son, living with my son and me for 4.5 years, well, moving her back here is like, well, very sad, bittersweet though, because even though we're losing her from our household, it's like I get to then think about, well, maybe I need to visit here more often than once a year. And that would be great. And also I can stay with her. She's got a whole house here. So me and my son can stay here instead of in a hotel. And it's like a home base. And so it's really nice to think that way, to have, you know, really close family member that I've lived with as an adult for 4.5 years. That's kind of a big deal to me. Living very independent and self-sufficient person. So living with my mother as an adult is, it's a challenge, I would say, for most people I've spoken to, even if they have really good relationship with a parent. It's a challenge even for them to come visit and stay in the house. So I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of it. That she lived with me and she had great boundaries with me, my family, my stepkids, and my husband and me. So I'm proud of it. I don't feel like I'm like lame for like living with my mom, because it's not like I'm living in her basement and like some kind of loser. Although I would say it doesn't mean you're a loser if you live with your parents in their house, because well, A, there's cultural issues around the world for people doing that and being expected to live independently, almost like they're kicked out of the nest, or felt like a loser if they stay with their parents longer. That's not the case in a lot of other countries. Economically, it doesn't make sense. Family-wise, it doesn't make sense. You're not necessarily a full-on adult, actually, developmentally to a certain extent. Plus, then we've got the economy issues, which have been going on for like more than 10 years here in the United States. So I would say it's like good if you don't feel bad about it. If you don't feel ready to be completely on your own and independent and getting your life like together, not really, and not feeling like it's going backwards in your development or your life trajectory, to not be on your own and getting married and having a really amazing job straight out of high school or straight out of college or whatever. It's just not realistic for a lot of people, and it's something that people measure themselves to, and it's very depressing. I've heard Elise Book, who I believe lives in Denmark, speaking about this recently, and I would say she's pretty together, to be perfectly honest, but her measuring up herself to classmates, people that she went to high school with, and people that are having families buying houses in their early 20s, and she's still not sure because she's applied to different programs, educational programs, and been turned down from several, maybe 4, and not sure, still waiting to hear back, last I heard, from a last one. So, it's really sad, but yeah, if it's happening to you, you're susceptible to it. So in my early 20s, I was having similar types of insecurities about what the heck am I going to do with my life? What am I even going to major in? Because I've been to college and then like change majors and not sure, and like big commitment financially to go to college. So anyway, just wanted to share that. I guess I'm slightly more interested in talking about life and what it's like to be back home, what I consider home, except new home. I'm 41 years old, so I believe I'm an adult now. I think I've been an adult probably since I was 30 in terms of my feelings about myself being a part of the adult world and responsibilities and feeling like I have a right to have a voice. Yeah, it took till I was about 30 to feel that way. And I don't think I'm quite alone. So yeah, I guess I was gonna say I feel slightly more interested in sharing with you about my life and how excited I am about it right now, and where I'm at, than my dreadlocks. However, I will show you my dreadlocks. So I washed them last night at midnight. I was afraid that I had been potentially bitten by a tick. They're all over. And you know, you hear about Lyme disease and you hear about how hard it is to diagnose, especially if you didn't know you were bitten by a tick until later you're getting these symptoms, which are very nebulous. Could be the same symptoms as lupus, similar symptoms, or chronic fatigue syndrome, which I haven't heard that much about recently, but it's a thing, Lyme disease. But ticks, it's like you don't even necessarily go hiking. I was actually standing outside in a city, small city here, and standing under a red tree, probably a Japanese maple, and a tick dropped down on my arm, and I just happened to notice it. It looks like a small spider. I was surprised it was that large. I wasn't able to confirm that it was a tick because I didn't let it attach to me. I just shook it off, and then I was like, oh my God. I was sitting under this tree. I was standing under the tree because I was trying to get in the shade because it was very, very sunny in the afternoon here. And so I'm shaking my dreads out, and I even took out my ponytail holders, which I have usually at least 1 to 3 in here, and I tie my dreads up in different ways, so it's different shapes. I just had one in right here, but I have different sizes I use. I've been experimenting with the larger size for thicker hair, which I believe this one is. So it's just like looser. But a lot of times I'll use the regular size ones for like the top, and then another small size, regular size for the bottom, and then I'll like use a bigger one for like all around. So it gives me different like shapes and options, especially if my hair is still drying from like being washed the night before. So last night at midnight, I decided I do have to wash my hair, and while I'm washing it, I'm gonna go through my scalp and just feel and make sure that there's nothing attached. Yeah, I've had 3 experiences with ticks via my mom not being outside all that much, but finding one on her. Now, I think actually she just had the 3rd one that she think was attached to her. And it was like, I think they crawl up your pants, even if you're wearing long pants, and like she had them attached on her pants. One was attached on her forehead. I noticed it at dinner. I said, Mom, that's either a spider or a tick. Go look in the mirror. She looked in the mirror and she's like, actually it was a tick. And I'm like, whoa, that was the first time I saw a tick that wasn't like, you know, I don't want to be gross, but it hadn't like bloated itself up, you know, because I hadn't been on her that long. But it looked like a small spider. So there's lots of ticks around here, and you don't know if they have Lyme disease or not, I guess. But there's another disease I think they can carry, but I'm not 100% sure what it's called. I was just told about it today. It's not a super rare disease, but they can give it to you. So yeah, so I was just like scrubbing my scalp just to kind of feel through it. So if you haven't been watching my other videos, I will tell you that I do have extensions in. Some of my dreads, most of my dreads have the extensions, but like for instance, this one right here is a example of one of my dreads that doesn't have extensions in. So you see how the end is here. It's sparse. The loose ends that I tried, you know, have loose ends from the beginning. Well, these are them. And it definitely looks like you can, there you go. You can see how this is so much thicker because my dreads have shrunk up quite a lot and tightened up really nicely. But you see the ends, they're not quite as delightful as like someone who has picked out their ends and made them look more like, I guess Anna April was calling them like paintbrush or something type. Anyway, she also calls it loose, or opening them up, opening the ends up. So I have been doing that with some of them. These are the extensions. I have extensions in various degrees that I put in myself. I believe it was in March and mostly April that I did them. So you can watch some of my videos from then. I'm talking 2017 here. So I don't know how many years I'll be doing this, so I might as well keep mentioning the year for you. So these are my dreads, and they've been dyed, but not in the last 2 months. So you probably can't see it here, but there is like, there's about this much grow out here of the roots. So let's see. These are extensions. My hair was down the middle of my back, layered before I got my dreads. So they're shrunk up a lot. You guys that are watching a lot have heard this before. So, well, you know, I like to talk about products. At least early on in my journey, I talked about them a lot. They're just like, well, if you're a girl, sometimes you might kind of understand this more, but it's like a luxuriating, like a pampering kind of thing sometimes. So, because of the smells, and you just like love it. So here I am on the East Coast. Didn't bring anything from my Dollylocks product line except for travel size / trial size. Knowing full well, maybe I'll stay here for a month or so and I'll have to buy them if I want more. So I did. Finally, it took me more than 2 weeks to actually submit my order to Dollylocks. I had mentioned a few weeks ago when I was staying in the hotel that I had only brought Nag Champa scented shampoo in the travel size liquid shampoo. But since my dreads are bigger, basically bigger, longer, I have started to really appreciate the shampoo bars. So when my dreads weren't mature, even though this has Hawaiian sea salt in it, which is supposed to be good for immature dreads, well, I didn't appreciate using shampoo bars when they were immature. I liked using the shampoo liquids before, but now I really like the shampoo bars. partly because, I think it's partly because I got these mesh bags. So I treated myself to my first full-size Dollylocks shampoo bar. And guess what? It's Nag Champa. Wow. It's so nice. So nice. I love it more than patchouli. However, I'll say I have not gotten patchouli fields in anything except maybe a small bottle of the conditioning oil, travel size chicken conditioning oil, but I haven't used it all that much. So I don't have like the tightening spray in patchouli fields. It's possible that it's better than just patchouli, which I did partake in patchouli oil when I was a high school student, which was the grunge era. Kurt Cobain had recently died. I graduated from high school in 1994, so I was still grungy, you know, like androgynous dress attire. I would wear like flannel shirts with the arms cut off that were like men's shirts, and mix that with some female attire, feminine clothing, but I was kind of a cross-dresser, as a woman could be. I mean, like teenage girl, you know, cross-dressing. Really, it's like, was I really cross-dressing? But anyway, so what was my point? Well, I did experiment with patchouli oil at the time. So this Nag Champa is along the lines of patchouli, but not as like recognizable in the way of like if you don't wash your body very often and you smell like patchouli, sometimes it has a very, very negative connotation. It smells different on people that don't wash very much, I believe. Possibly it's a lower quality patchouli, I'm not sure. But patchouli fields sounds to me like it should have like a sort of a slightly floral aspect to the patchouli. But I don't know, because I just had the conditioning oil. But I think that the tightening spray would probably have the better aspect of the full like range of scent in the patchouli. So anyway, I like Nag Champa. Love it, actually. So this is the bar, Nag Champa. Treated myself to it, full size. My first full-size shampoo bar by Dollylocks. Okay, love it. It's a big treat, and I'm not using up all my little travel size liquid shampoo, which would get used up pretty fast now that my dreads, I've got a lot of them. So then what else did I get? Well, I did get this is my second full-size bottle of the conditioning oil in Nag Champa. I have one back home, didn't bring it, didn't pack it, didn't want to take up the space. I purchased this because this really, when I go through I put it on my hands really well, and then I go through my dreads, it makes them really soft. Not every time, but enough times that I know it's really a good deal for these more mature dreads. So just then, you probably heard my son, who is still not in bed, but he needed something. We have a little thing going. He likes to have apple juice for bed. He's not allowed to have apple juice for bed. He still likes to try to negotiate that though. So he just came to the door and was like requesting apple juice for bed. So we had to make a little deal where he could have half water and half apple juice in a little sippy cup, not sippy cup, a straw cup. Little sip of that before he goes to bed. If he's thirsty, you know. I am eating these, which I love. They have high fiber and protein, so they're not like deep fried. I used to have like peas like this that were deep fried, and I really didn't like them. I think they were from Trader Joe's, although I love Trader Joe's trail mixes and all sorts of dried fruits and stuff that they have. This one doesn't come from there. We can get this at Giant, at Wise Markets. We can get it at Whole Foods, but that's not around here. They're selling it. And the Caesar one, it's like Caesar dressing or something like that, is very good. But I found that the lightly salted is also very good. So I love to talk about the products because I love the scents and everything. So my dreads are getting dry. Midlife Dread has also described the issue that she's had with dryness on her dreads as they're getting more mature. And she's talked about different aspects of it. She's slightly older than me. She's maybe like 49, and she's talking about maybe hormonal changes contributing to that, but dreadlocks also. So yeah, my dreads do get a little bit dry every so often. So I did get a whole bottle of this tea tree spearmint refreshing spray, which is somewhat more moisturizing in a light way. She said she had built up from it. She has hard water, and so her hair gets built up a lot easier for that. But I'm spraying this on in front of you. I actually shampooed my hair last night at midnight, and then I wasn't able to blow dry at all because I was afraid of waking up my son, who likes any excuse to get out of bed at night and say that he woke up. Basically, he goes, I woke up, I wake up, as if it's like that means that he went to sleep and woke up. Sometimes he did, but usually he didn't actually go to sleep. Anyway, long-winded like always. Lots of distractions like always for me. Let's see. So what else did I do? I treated myself to a limited edition seasonal of the tightening spray. Yeah, so I don't know if you just heard that, but I took another little break because he came to the door. So let's see here. So I got the Lazy Lemonade. This is limited edition. They don't change the label. Put a little sticker here. Oh yeah, sticker here saying Lazy Lemonade. It's something in conjunction with Lazy Dreads. I haven't watched his video that might refer to this. It's more recent. Anyway, it smells lemony. It's not a bad smell. It's just, well, I would have rather gotten Nag Champa tightening spray if I was going to get another full size. I just wanted to be adventurous, I guess. You know, so many things these days, like including cleaning detergents, are lemon scented. So it's kind of hard to do lemon in a way that's like really unique. So I guess I'm not super into it, but it's not bad. And I got really used to the lemon or the vanilla twist. I complained about it way back. Well, still has that weird scent, like it's gone bad, but I know it hasn't gone bad. So I've actually liked it. I think maybe Fresh, the scent Fresh, which I've only ever had in the conditioning oil from Dollylocks. I think that one might be a pretty good tightening spray to have. So anyway, since last night, I have not put anything in my dreads. And so I'm doing it now in front of you because they're fully dry. And I mostly, I sometimes do a blow dry after I wash my hair if I am up long enough, but often I'll wait till the next morning and do a few sessions of blow drying, a few brief sessions. And then I'll put up in different variations of looser ponytails during the day and then take them down and let them air out a little. So far I've never had any indication of any kind of mildew going on, but I'm not ruling it out that it could happen in the future. So got that. Last thing I got from Dollylocks in my little package that I treated myself to was this, which someone commented a few months ago that this I should not put in my dreads. Okay, it's bee-free. It's totally water soluble. It washes out on your hands. Obviously, if you put it in your dreads, it gets stuck in there. You're only supposed to use this pomade on mature dreads. I'm still not 100% sure how necessary it is because I don't have frizzy dreads. But I wanted to get it because I wanted something that was like conditioning, that wasn't just the oil, but something more thick and I don't know, a different texture. So this, you know, the chocolate one, the chocolate looking one isn't really chocolate, but it smells really great. It doesn't smell like chocolate, but it makes me think it's like chocolate mousse. So this, the first ingredient is not shea butter. Sorry, I was going to say that. It's actually something I had never heard of before. Iliepe butter. So if you look that up, ILIAPE butter, it is interesting and unique. It has lots of beneficial qualities when it comes to skin and probably hair too. And then I believe the second ingredient is cornstarch, which is cool and interesting because it's like that cornstarch absorbs oils and such like that. And then, you know, the first ingredient is a moisturizing, nourishing type of oil. So yeah, I got this, and it was on sale in this color for the 4 ounce, I believe, no, 2 ounce, but it's the larger size that you'll see. You'll also see a travel / trial size that's in a little stick, kind of like a small, like a large chapstick or a small deodorant size container, but it's round. Anyway, I haven't figured out the application for that, even though I got one with a travel size multi-pack very early on in my dread journey, probably around July or August of 2016. Anyway, this one was on sale for a little bit cheaper. This was like $12.95, which normally it's like $16.95 possibly. So it was a little bit on sale, and I'm like, well, the color, she tells you to like put it on and then like rub it throughout your hands till you can't see it anymore, and then to apply it. So it really does not matter which color, I believe, especially for my hair. That's like kind of an in-between color. So I got the light colored one, light / blonde one. So that's it for my products that I got. I'm using it very sparingly, as she tells us to do, even though I really want to use it more. And I'm not using it necessarily for hold because I'm not doing any elaborate styles, but I am trying to like notice my dreads getting more flexible instead of more stiff, which they've been stiff for several months. So I'm kind of trying to kind of like think about, okay, yeah, they need to get somewhat stiff to be maturing, at least mine, but also as they get longer and things, they do start to stretch out a little, and I can start doing more of the turning type of styles, which I've seen a lot of people, especially Black people on YouTube, doing these styles, and they have like skinnier dreads a lot of times, but mine have been too stiff to feel comfortable doing that sort of style. But I could see myself going there. I still don't think I'm going to be tying my dreads up because I think that is harsh on them. Even Dollylocks, Aileen Leslie uses ponytail holders or elastics or whatever you want to call it when she shows you styles to do her hair in. So she's not tying them up. She is tucking things under, but that's different than using it for the tension to tie it in knots. I know people love to, you know, say they can do that easily with dreadlocks, but it's not necessarily the best for your dreads, especially while they're maturing. And I won't really speak for after they're mature because my dreads are only like mediocre mature when it comes really down to it. I'm pretty sure they're going to get different even in a year from now and 2 years from now. So this was another attempt to be like moisturizing my dreads, and in a mild way, because it doesn't take much before they're too moisturized or like there's buildup happening. So it's hard to know until afterwards whether I've applied too much of the various kinds of products that might be moisturizing. So that's that, and I'm in a different room of the house. I'm actually in my bedroom of this house, and so yeah, the windows are open. You can hear the vehicles going by. That was a motorcycle. People have like hopped up cars. Often they take off the mufflers here, around here, throughout their teens and 20s. That's what they do with their vehicles, and we live on a busy street here. Yeah, so people are driving around at night, and you can hear it when your windows are open, but I actually don't mind it all that much. So yeah, that's everything. Well, this is probably a long video. I'm probably not going to edit it down very much. I edited the last 2 videos quite a lot, and I don't know, it took a long time and it was necessary, but I'm feeling like being a little bit more loose and natural with the this video because I'm very happy. I'm very happy and I want to share it, and I'm really happy to be here where I'm at in all sorts of ways. I'm really appreciating where I'm at, not just geography, but also in so many other ways that I can't tell you about because of legal issues, ramifications, people that are involved. It's hard to share exactly why I'm so happy, because, yeah. Psycho Soprano did a video that I watched maybe a month ago about why she can't share so many things that are going on in her life in the last year, because it involves other people, and so privacy issues and all sorts of stuff like that, and how it affects other people. For her to talk about her own life, because she's, you know, has other people in her life. So she had been talking about how she's had trouble, like, sort of knowing what to do with her dread channel. Not her dread channel, sorry, she doesn't have dreadlocks. What to do with her channel. She's had it for 10 years. So a lot of YouTubers, I've noticed, have this issue. Sometimes it comes up really strongly, and sometimes it comes up here and there. So it's something that people struggle with. And for me, I have lots of things I want to talk to you about. My videos get too long sometimes, probably not appreciated always, all of them, but it doesn't matter to me. It does sort of matter, but I want you all to be happy or find something in it that you like, but also I can't make videos just because of that, because then I'm sort of playing to an audience that may only watch one video of mine. The people that comment on me, sometimes, a lot of times, they're people I've watched or I've, you know, interacted with, and they've watched several videos, but other times they come and go, and so I can't let their ideas that they're like commenting rule this channel, because it's one voice or a few voices, very individualistic voices, and well, just because they commented doesn't mean that they are representative of everyone that's going to watch. In fact, the people that don't comment often feel like, you know, maybe validation in various aspects of the videos that I make, and really it comes down to, even if it just makes a difference to one person, that means something to me, also because it makes a difference to me, who is another one person, and one person's make, really, it's a big deal, one person. So if I make an impression on any person's, that's better than if I didn't speak at all. And it's also for my benefit that I'm doing these videos. I really appreciate sharing and having the opportunity to practice my communication. So, all right, have a good night or day. You know, I don't know why I always say night, because it's nighttime right when I'm making the video. But I love you guys, and I love doing this process, because I don't know you all, but for the most part, people are very wonderful and nice on here on YouTube. So I'm so appreciative to be here, sharing with you. All right, take care, and I will see you again, hopefully somewhat soon, although I'm enjoying the process of what I'm doing here in my life. Lots of good things are happening, but I also really enjoy making videos for you. Okay, take care.